last time I was there. It was so good.
Don't tell me that. I'm not going to eat.
Great, cool. We have redshirt junior guard Zach Walker, coach, oh my gosh, JR Payne, and freshman forward Logan Greer. We'll take an opening statement from coach, and then we'll take questions.
Okay. Yeah, lots of good things that we did tonight. Obviously not the best fourth quarter. I think they were in the bonus with 5 minutes to go, so we put them on the line a lot. But I thought we did some really good things. Only 8 turnovers. We forced 17 turnovers. Held them, I think, to 40% shooting. You know, kids well below their averages. We knew it would be like a really tough, gritty game because every game with Wyoming is tough and gritty. And so no real surprise that we weren't able to open it up further than we wanted to. But yeah, proud, just a real collective effort from, I think, every single player on the team. Got a rebound almost, and lots of good things.
Coach, not only the 41%, but I mean, I think they only took 44 shots. How vital was that the defense made it tough for them even to get shots off?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was critical. I thought, we believed that we could pressure and be disruptive defensively. In the 17 turnovers and only 44 field goal attempts, I think speaks to that. So it was good team effort in that regard.
Kind of offensive struggling in kind of the beginning and then later down the line. But Wyoming, you mentioned the tough group. What kind of about their defense has made them kind of so difficult?
I just think that they're pretty big. Like they underlist everywhere. The kids they say are 5'10" or 6 feet. And the kids they say are 6 feet or 6'1", 6'2". So they're big. They can keep you in front very well. They don't necessarily try to force a bunch of turnovers, but they do a great job of just containing and contesting and clogging things up. And so that's what makes it difficult.
And on your side, how confident do you feel kind of about your team at this point of the year physically and just turning back and dealing with those sort of defenses?
How do I feel about them physically?
Yeah, just like dealing with physicality and things like that.
Yeah, I don't think we have any issue playing with physical teams. We're very just beat up and banged up right now. We've had people playing tonight that haven't played much in several years, and people that didn't practice all week, and asking AD to play the post position just due to lack of depth and injuries and stuff. So, but I feel by the end of this week, I actually think we'll be really good physically.
So just defensively, it seems like even when your offense isn't there for the most part, you guys have been playing pretty good defense this year, and today showed that again. Can you talk about the defense and just kind of where you feel like that's at right now? And I know there's a lot of defensive, all defensive team players in this team, so do you feel like this team just kind of enjoys playing defense?
Yes, I definitely think so. We got some great defenders. We're long, and we can really get after it. So I really like when we pick up full, and then we're just really aggressive on the defensive end.
That second quarter, we only had 4 points. And is that one? Do you guys talk to each other and say, "All right, let's go defensively," or is it just kind of inherent in this team?
Yeah, we definitely, every quarter we want to hold them to a low number, but that was something that we were very happy that we did going into halftime, is that we held them to that low number, so, yeah.
When you go into the zone on defense, do you think that that's a different mentality? Either of you guys can speak to that, or just, getting their offense off balance or whatever it is, throwing it in after a timeout? How does going into the zone affect how your team plays together?
I like the zone. I think it's good for us just because we're athletic, and then we got some great defenders who can get steals and get out, and we're also really good in transition, so that can set up our transition game. So I like the zone, and I think it's going to be a problem for teams that we play against.
Logan, you guys had a season low in turnovers tonight, and taking care of the ball, I'm sure, has been an emphasis in practice recently. How has that been for you? And Zai, if you can speak on it too, taking care of the ball and finding that come to fruition a little bit tonight.
I say it's a big thing we focus on in practice. We just practice how we play, just try not to turn the ball over, always keep it moving. Yeah.
I would just say, we've known like that's our turnover numbers have been high. So, but we like to play fast, so that's what you're going to give up when you're playing fast. But tonight, just being able to kind of lower that number was really good for us.
Logan hit a couple of threes late in the first half, and that kind of opened things up a little bit. How big was that for this team just going into halftime with a little momentum after it had been such a tight game up to that point?
It was real big for sure. I was just happy we just got a shot off. with the amount that was going on. So yeah.
I was very happy when she hit both of them, like very happy, because it opened it up just a little bit more and made it a little bit more comfortable.
And now just a follow-up, I mean, then led by Zion, you guys opened the third quarter by extending it even more. So that middle part of the game just giving you that cushion.
Yeah.
How vital was that? Just kind of maybe coast a little bit, maybe more than you wanted, maybe, but coast a little bit down the stretch.
Yeah, I mean, we needed it, because they closed it. I don't know how close it got eventually, maybe 9 or so, but 11. Okay, yeah, it felt closer. But, we needed the cushion. It was great because we were able to play, different people at different times. And, people that have just been out for quite a while, we're able to get them a little bit of minutes just to get some live experience, which I think is important moving forward.
Yeah, talking about those middle stretches, Wyoming started 3 for 5 from 3, and then in those middle stretches went 0 for 7. Was contesting the 3 part of that defensive adjustments after the first quarter?
I mean, we wanted to contest threes from jump, and the ones that hit in the first half were the players that shoot the 3, and so we weren't super happy at halftime about that because the kids that we said could shoot were shooting, and so, but maybe we just dialed in and focused a little bit more on those kids specifically, which helped us, lock that 3-point line up a little.
Talking about having Des come off the bench in your interview out there, she, is obviously a spark for you guys. How do you think that affects you guys when she's coming on the court for the first time, or just the energy that she brings? And why do you like having her come off the bench?
Oh, I can speak to it. We've always done that forever, have done that in 25 years of coaching, always wanted one of our sort of weapons or someone that can elevate the pace of things, or we've always wanted to have that type of player off the bench. Sometimes it's been a post player, like a tweener, like an AD or someone, but I just we've studied a lot of the different lineups and trying to figure out who plays well together. And some players are great athletically and need a shooter on the floor with them. Some shooters need an athlete with them, different things like that. So I think it's been fantastic, and I think once sort of she got over the surprise of oh wait, I'm not starting, I communicated with her why, and that I thought she could really come in and have a huge impact. I think she's done really, really well with that role.
With Jay, I know she's been wearing a brace all year. Was today just kind of about just letting her rest a little bit? Yeah, and she's finally out of the brace. I don't think she has to wear it anymore, which she will be praising the Lord for. So that's going to be a really good thing. Yeah. But she's totally fine. She'll play. She could have played today if we had to, but we just wanted to, with 2 days off tomorrow going into finals week, we thought, man, if we could get her 3 more days, of rest before putting, Miles back on that leg, we thought it'd be a good thing, and it turned out okay. Let's follow up to that. How tricky has this been for you as coaches to navigate? You talked about the preseason before you guys even start playing games.
Yeah.
Players in and out, and you hardly ever had everybody.
Yeah.
And that's sort of been the case now. So you're trying to get this new team going, but you've also got a lot of injuries and nagging things to manage.
Yeah, it has been very tricky, trickier than most years, I would say, just because of personnel and, trying to get people minutes and wanting everyone to earn what they're getting, and, just figuring out, a player like Zai, for example, can play the 1, the 2, or the 3, and she's very capable of playing all 3. And so figuring out who does I play well with, and with that group, is she better at the 2? Is she better at the 1? There's just it's like mental gymnastics, on almost every single possession, trying to figure that stuff out.
So do you feel like this is going to maybe help this team as you get into conference play? That there's been a lot of that. You now know how to play out of position. Others know how to play out of position because they've had to.
Yeah, I definitely think that's going to help. Just getting comfortable with different positions, and then just spots that you might not play all the time, and then where they're going to be when you're let's say I'm the 1. I know where the 3 is going to be because I've had experience running the 3. So, yeah, I think that'll be really good for us.
And then just wondering if this team kind of need a week between games right now to kind of, I know finals week, but maybe rest the bodies a little bit.
If we had to play tomorrow, we'd play, but we'll definitely take the rest for sure, because we've had a grind of games, so we'll definitely take this rest.
I have one more for Zai. Your 3 highest scoring games this year have been on days where the offense wasn't exactly flowing the way you guys probably intended. Is that kind of a challenge you embrace to kind of settle things down? I know you had some buckets at the start of the third quarter, and you kind of getting the momentum rolling in the second half. Is that kind of a challenge you embrace?
I kind of just I mean, if my buckets are there, they're there. If they're not, they're not. I kind of just let it come to me. But I mean, especially like if I feel like we're struggling to get some momentum, like whether that's on the defensive end, offensive end, I'm trying to do what I can to get us back on track.
Any other questions?